Welcome to this explainer. We're stepping way back in time today to unpack literally one of the most monumental moments in human history. Mecca was a society completely steeped in ignorance at the time, and we're going to look at how Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, sought refuge from that suffocating atmosphere. He didn't just retreat, though. He was searching for a much deeper truth. And it's this exact search that sets the stage for a really cinematic, contemplative sequence of events that would change the world forever. So let's step into the quiet of the mountain.
Now just imagine the dark, incredibly quiet atmosphere of Cave Hira. You're high up in the mountains, completely away from the noise and the chaos of the city down below. For months and even years, this seclusion was his absolute sanctuary. The historical sources actually tell us that during this time, he started experiencing true dreams. These were visions that would come as clear and bright as the morning light. So this quiet solitude wasn't just isolation, it was this profound preparation for a massive spiritual shift. I mean, when the entire system of the universe is about to change, a quiet prelude is exactly what you need to brace for that heavy responsibility.
What makes this moment even more profound is the exact timing. It happens right during the month of Ramadan. He's deep in worship within the confines of the cave, and then suddenly the silence is broken. Angel Jibril, Gabriel, appears. Whether in human form or his true angelic state, his arrival marks the absolute, definitive end of the silence. This is the exact moment the divine connects with the earthly, in a way that literally hadn't happened for centuries. And let me tell you, this encounter is incredibly intense. It's definitely not just a simple, casual conversation. According to the famous narration by Aisha and Sahih al-Bukhari, the angel commands him, "Read," and the prophet replies, "I do not know how to read." To really convey the immense physical and spiritual weight of this exact moment, the angel actually takes him and squeezes him forcefully, to the point of severe exhaustion, before letting him go and repeating the command. And this happens 3 distinct times. You can just feel the narrative tension building up here. It's the sheer, overwhelming nature of the divine making direct contact with human frailty. So the climax of the revelation finally arrives right after that third embrace, with the very first verses of the Quran to ever descend. Read in the name of your Lord who created man from a clinging substance. Read, and your Lord is the most generous, who taught by the pen, taught man that which he knew not. Wow. These 5 verses from Surah Al-Alaq essentially formed the universe's very first lesson in divine knowledge. It's just a breathtaking moment that introduces these massive, profound themes of creation, knowledge, and absolute divine generosity. But the immediate aftermath, it's entirely human and honestly pretty frantic. The angel departs, and the prophet is just left alone in the cave. We see a deeply relatable reaction here. He leaves the cave, rushing down the mountain, deeply, deeply shaken. His heart is trembling with completely natural fear and sheer awe. It's this moment of intense human vulnerability. He's just experienced something entirely beyond the realm of normal human comprehension, and his immediate instinct is to seek the safety and comfort of his home. So he rushes all the way down the mountain and bursts into his home to his beloved wife Khadijah, uttering those famous words, cover me, or in Arabic, zamaluni, zamaluni. He is terrified. He's expressing actual fear for his own life. The sheer weight of that spiritual encounter just took a massive physical and emotional toll on him. He desperately needs the immediate, grounding comfort of the person he trusts most in the whole world. And how exactly does Khadijah respond? Well, right here, we witness one of the absolute most powerful examples of emotional support in all of human history. She doesn't panic. She doesn't doubt him for a second. With this warm, super reassuring tone, she tells him, "Never. By Allah, Allah will never disgrace you." Her immediate conviction and unwavering belief in him is just astounding. She steps up and becomes the ultimate anchor in literally the most turbulent moment of his life. But Khadijah doesn't just offer empty comfort either. She uses undeniable logic based entirely on his own character. She breaks down exactly why Allah would never disgrace him. She points straight to his impeccable moral track record. She reminds him, you keep the ties of kinship, you carry the burdens of the weak and the poor, you earn for the destitute, you are generously hospitable to guests, and you always help people during righteous afflictions. She brilliantly uses his own lived reality of goodness to completely comfort his profound, overwhelming anxiety. It's brilliant. Now, once he's finally calmed down a bit, Khadijah takes the next logical step. Because, let's face it, they really need to understand the true nature of what just happened. So she brings him to her cousin, Waraqah ibn Nawfal, to seek some deeper insight. And this just shows a profound dedication to seeking the truth. They aren't just relying on their own gut feelings or interpretations. They are actively seeking out a recognized source of knowledge to make sense of this completely unprecedented event.
It's actually really important to understand who Waraqah was to get why his perspective was so crucial right at this moment. Waraqah ibn Nawfal was a man who, back during the days of ignorance in Mecca, had completely rejected idol worship and embraced Christianity. He was a scholar, he deeply studied the gospel, and astoundingly, he even knew how to write in Hebrew, which was a truly rare and remarkable skill in Mecca at that specific time. So his historical and religious credibility meant that he could expertly contextualize this event within the much broader history of divine revelation.
So when Waraqah hears the detailed account of the encounter in the cave, his reaction is immediate and dramatic. He exclaims, "This is the same Namus, the same angel, that was sent down to Moses." This validating statement is massive, right? It connects the prophet's solitary, terrifying experience in Cave Hira directly to the great prophetic traditions of the past. It firmly cemented the reality of the prophethood, confirming that this was, without a doubt, a divine mission. But Waraqah also brings a pretty sobering reality check. He tells the prophet he wishes he could be young enough to support him when his people inevitably drive him out of the city. The prophet is shocked by this idea of exile. He asks, "Will they drive me out?" And Waraqah confirms it with a grim historical truth. Never has a man brought a message like this without facing severe enmity and hostility. The path of truth had been laid, for sure, but it was going to be an incredibly difficult road ahead. So, this entire event, from the deep solitude of the cave to the warmth and safety of Khadijah's home, isn't just a static piece of history that we're looking back on. It is a profound, ongoing call to embrace honesty, to actively seek out the truth, and to use the light of knowledge to push back against the darkness of ignorance. It absolutely proves that divine light is granted to sincere, thinking hearts.
That very first word revealed, Iqra, meaning read, was a literal catalyst for a global transformation. But the thing is, it didn't stop in that cave, and it doesn't just rest in the dusty pages of history. It forces us to ask a really profound question. How does that original command of Iqra continue to challenge the darkness of ignorance in our own lives and in our world today?
Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through today's explainer. But before you go, I want to leave you with that final thought. How does the command of Iqra challenge the ignorance in your own life right now? I'd absolutely love to hear your reflections on this, so drop them in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please share it with your friends and family. And to keep supporting this work, hit that subscribe button for animated Quranic tales. Don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss an update. Keep seeking the truth, and I'll catch you next time.